Hello, everyone. I hope your day was great and your morning, if it's almost morning, wherever you are. I hope you make a difference in the morning. And I just want to say, how proud I am of everyone. But this is different. What was told. I My title is It's 2025. Don't bring this in. Make a difference. That's right. Anyway, to say what I was told, about, I don't know what they're talking about. Like I said, I don't know what's mainly out there, only what I'm told and what I've been through. So we need to put a stop to it. This year is to put a stop to it, not bring it in from last year or, okay, sorry, don't know them, but anyway, um, or the year before. We need to put a stop to it and stop repeating. Um, and it talks about, different things. Um, we need to make it better, safer, and protect each other. And we need to start now to stop different things. The thing is, as I said in my other videos, and with some of it, I will be speaking about, to put a stop to something, as I said before, people need to, I don't know whoever job that is, don't know. I'm not into all that, but I spoke about where you need to do your security to make it safer and that others don't have access to. So in order for you to do that, instead of putting up how to teach people how to hack or get into things, why don't you put up, okay, this is what they are doing, but this is how we can block it or change it, stuff like that. Internet is great, you know, different, whatever you call them, I don't know, like here, I guess, channel, I don't know, pages, whatever. You understand what I mean, is to meet people, learn about, say, okay, I'm Italian Greek, and among other things, you know, if you have family in those places, learn their culture or learn about your nationality or, different religion, how people, you know, solve things. You get what I mean? That, you're supposed to meet people, associate, you know, not to hack each other or whatever it's called, or stalk each other, and a lot more. So, what I got was, okay, it's coming into 2025. It's repeating again, where it should have been, you know, spoken to our children or adults. Now, from 15 to, at least 18, everyone should know better. Now, I have seen this since I was, little, where, okay, I'm from Philly. Love it. Don't know, you know, how it started. Well, I do, but it was what I knew when I was little. It was Philadelphia, Philly against New Jersey. Going back and forth, stirring up something, wherever, at malls, you know, it was teenagers, it was, 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds. But then, until I was in my teens, it stopped. Because in that time frame, when I was like 15, about 15, we still had our older ancestors and some of, our parents were like, our parents were like them, who put the children in line. So it stopped, like fighting, and, because, it was two different states. Now, don't know when it started, back up again. But it's not only between just, Philly and New Jersey. I don't know why, ones think that they have to prove who are the tougher ones. Like I said, if you're like, 15 or, 18, you should know better. This again, as I said before, it's not only them, it's state by state, towns, by towns, countries by countries. You should be working together, building up where you live. And, when others go or you go, should be everyone, protecting each other. That's where being brave and tough should be, or whatever reason you need to be against each other. You shouldn't be. You should show peace, protection for one another instead of going against each other. Jealousy shouldn't be one either, and turning against anyone. If you looked back in time, our ancestors, with some in some place, some in other towns, some in other states, some from another country. And if you didn't know, how do you think where our nationalities come from? Now, I'm not the only one tired of hearing about all this. So's heaven and God. But anyway, I'm tired of hearing it. It's like jealousy or whatever. Arguments, fighting with each other. And how we became where, people have different nationalities. You can only be, back then it was you can only be with the same as you are. Like, take example, when my, dad was growing up, everyone thought, we were just Italian, but we're Italian Greek. We found out later. So, you were only allowed to be with Italian. It's not only with that, but let's take with Italians. Italians were criticized or whatever if they were with Irish. That's what I mean. And with some, it had to be a secret. Nobody could find out. Anyway, when my dad was starting to, date, and he got married, he put a stop to it. He didn't care what anybody said. Because I'm not only Italian and Greek, I'm also Irish, British, English, whatever, and more. So that's how I got a lot in me. And then, like I said, we found out that we were also Italian Greek. I always knew that, but, But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's meant. It don't matter where you live, what nationality you are, or what religion. If it's meant, What's the big deal? You know, you have respect with each other. And you learn what, different ones do. Point blank. States help and provide, for other countries their own. When they can, and vice versa. And where everybody lives. So they want to know, why would anyone try to mess up where you are or each other by hacking or starting fights, especially if you have kids. As I said, with each other, kids against kids and, etc. It could be, many reasons. And with who or whatever it may be. You're not respecting where you are by doing all this. If something isn't going right, think about why and solve it. Stop what was before and start changing it to be better. Because, like I said in my other videos, and I've been saying what will be happening in many ways. As I said, God sees everything. And if he does warn, and like I said, one of them could be a powerful magnetic force or zap. That's definitely what you will get if you continue to mess with my family and myself. That cannot be ignored with that force. You'll know it. He said, now, you do? And I'm not saying, but I did mention, like I said before, I'm not going to mention everything that I mentioned. But I do know with one of them. And that's for everybody. It's not only because with attacking me and my family was already hit with the powerful magnetic force or zap. And I was also said to say, don't test them. Just saying. because it won't be just you disrespecting God and heaven. You're disrespecting where you are, your family, and others. And heaven will, like I said, if they do it with the force, everyone will know. So if I were you, I will be grateful you have somewhere. You have ones around you that could help you to solve something, to cheer you up, or help you with something. As I said before, and I'm not the only one, what you're teaching your children, you speak negative, they'll remember, and then they'll do it. They'll speak negative to themselves and then to others. You speak positive, they'll do it, and to others. The thing is, to stop it, if you are constantly speaking about all that was done, like I said, in here and on my other videos, bringing up, what our ancestors did, that are all negative, and that is still being repeated, instead of explaining, well, they did what they could, but they solved it. So we have to make it better. So ask them, how do you think we can make it better? Think about that. I think I mentioned all this before. It's always only the bad that's being spoken and not the good. Like, back then, I heard, different things. How towns, families all came together, reunions, family nights or day or whatever. And everyone pitched in, either brought something, or wherever they were meeting up that time, they brought something and just cooked there. My dad used to tell us, how his parents' generation, and my dad even tried it. The thing that's going around and repeating, teenagers or, 18 and up, where it's the train hopping. But my dad also explained, he also, said he stopped because when he did it the first time with whoever that was doing it all the time and he followed, what happened to that person and what almost happened to him because he was trying to catch that person from falling. But he couldn't. It's today, these ones who are young were either told about it or they heard, but wasn't told how dangerous it was. But as my dad said, matter of fact, my dad's parents, their generation, they learned it from someone. But the thing is, and some were, one who was doing it, they were an actor and they did it in the movies. But the thing is, back then, it was really done. They didn't, no one talked about any of that, what really happened to the ones, whoops, I made a mistake, and, no one speaks about that. Now there's more technology, and it looks real, but it's not really being done. It's, how you do the production part, where you are secured, The thing is, by now, everyone knows better also. Should know better. It's what's inside of you by how you speak positive to replace all the negative. That will show on the outside. It's how you present yourself from the inside that everyone sees, or I should put it this way, should. Then you work at it to show it on the outside too. Could be, many ways. You're working at it, taking care of yourself, or learning how to, asking, or asking by praying. And you really know what the main thing is? Also, how you feel young, look young, whatever. Letting go. That brings you down. and worrying about what others are doing or whatever. Because all that worrying and bringing things with you year after year after year, or week after week, or whatever, how you want to say it. And you don't, you know, work with your inner child to help you, you might be great inside or whatever, but eventually you'll mess up that too if you are constantly in your negative state and, worrying. You'll, it could be either way. You can look older first on the outside, or you could really mess up the inside first and it gets to the outside. But you need to let go what brings you down or who brings you down or whatever. You need to start changing things to positive. What's been done, you change it to positive, and then take it from there, make a difference. Instead of, like I said, if someone said, you shouldn't be that happy, well, guess what? You tell them, F you. If I want to be happy, I'll be happy. If you want to be grumpy or whatever and don't change it, adios or ciao or whatever. You have to surround yourself that will bring you up instead of bringing you down. Because among other things, with the magic and all that other happy horse blank, you know, making people ill, doing whatever, that's going to stop. But, you know, and if you aren't dealing with that, because, like I said, a lot of people don't, and a lot of people do because people in their families do it, and it affects the family. But you're doing it also. Just say you have nothing to do with any of that. You're bringing it to yourself by worrying and only thinking negative, or not taking time for yourself. You could bring yourself down and old looking when you shouldn't be. You should never judge, because someone can have a kind heart and whatever in the inside, but still have trouble where to start to make it better. And if you know that, instead of judging, well, and you're doing a little bit better than them or whatever, why don't you just, be friendly and, try to give them a tip or say, hey, why don't you try this? Or, I mean, I can't, I can't put words in people's mouths. I don't know. I don't get into people's business. So only you can see. I can't be everywhere. Unless I get into people's business, and I won't. So You don't get into mine. See, back then, you know, what is happening today, you know, the difference is, you know, what they were told, it was quiet. Or you had to be quiet, you know, like a secret, and much more. They were taught that you had to be afraid, you know, if you spoke up or, you know, whatever. The thing is, again, why everything is being repeated, and ones still think it's a secret. You know, like the magic, or being quiet, being afraid, the negative. You know, people just continue to, you know, do and speak negative, whatever, speak lies, you know, etc., etc. But like I said, everyone still thinks everything's a secret, which it's not. Because if it was, I think you know what I'm about to say. Because if it was you know, still a secret, it wouldn't be done today. This is how things get started. Instead of, as I said, if you want to bring up the past, that's fine. Not just the bad things. You know, without saying, well, that's how things had to be done. Or, you know, and it was solved. But we have to continue to make it better. That's not hard to do. You know, that's fine and dandy. You know, when people bring up things. But you have to remember, in my other videos, people added stuff. And only the bad or what people did was only repeated. You know, everyone today can do anything. As I said, you know, in videos before and just recently. Like I said, I put up what this couple did when they helped clean up, you know, the beaches. They took all the bottles, the metal, and whatever else. They turned it into trash cans and etc. They did other things. Thing is, you know, it don't matter if you don't like a person and they did that. If you have bottles or, whatever, instead of everything building up or whatever, give it to them. Let them make something out of it that they do with bottles and all that. Instead of throwing bottles and, that you don't put them in trash cans or trash, you just put it all over, except putting them in trash cans. Especially if they're full. Why can't you just, put it in one that's not full? I mean, see, just think about it. More you work on yourself to help others and children, if you have any, or anyone, more you'll make a difference. And just think, when it's time that, to leave here, when you pass away, you can go being proud of yourself that you changed to make a difference and taught your children or others, to build up. You leave a legacy of some kind. And not worrying, oh, I waited too late. I should have done something. Or, worrying if your children will, recognize signs that you're given, to help them now. Remember, some don't recognize it because it was only taught. Ancestors don't matter because, oh, I didn't know them, except they knew about all the bad stuff, the negative stuff, and how they were growing up. And much more. So, instead of taking, worrying about if your children see the signs, or, or I should have done, or I should have did this, or whatever. Why don't you start now and change to the new beginning and teaching them about you and telling them, hey, when I go to heaven, I will always be with you. To let them know, like with some of us and all that. Some are saying, oh, I wonder if, when you go to heaven, say you had an illness down here or whatever, when you go up there, you're better. And yes, they watch us. They give us signs constantly. Just say to them, when it is you, say it's a bird you liked, or something, that you will send to them. To say, I'm here with you, or to answer their questions. Like, say, if it's a yes, you send a bird. If one. If it's a no, you send a different one. That's it. That's different. And to say, I'm here, that they will see a lot of them, in different places, wherever they go. It could be a bird, could be a squirrel, or something that, you and your children, or, loved one, actually liked, but you don't see them much. Well, for them to really know, you can say something that usually they don't say. But you can come up with something, how you would, to let them know. But when you go up there, because you said it down here, you need to do it to help them and guide them. Just say, but in between all that, just say, they will also, have that you're with them. Say you smoked a certain type of pipe. They will smell it around them. It will let them know that you are right there with them. And that, I know everyone gets what I mean and where I'm going with this. And this is how you make a difference. Along with building up around you. And much more, instead of teaching jealousy or whatever, because, someone is making a difference or trying to, or whatever it may be. You should be proud and say to yourself, well, they did it. I can too. And if you don't know where to start or how to start, You have ideas and stuff like that. And, instead of being jealous of the person, go up to them and say, hey, how did you get started? You don't have to go into details like, asking all kinds of, information. This way you can, take that and do something, you get what I mean. That's not going to get you anywhere. Doing right will. And you'll be where or what you're supposed to be or be doing, or where it fits to you and being successful or and happy and much more. Just like, you know, whoever. But remember, no one is better than anyone. It's how you get where you should. Be happy. Be comfortable. That counts. Not what others do. And etc. Remember, everyone is different and has their own purpose. That's true to what fits them. It's not about showing off what you have, as in by doing, like throwing it in other one's faces. Because the thing is, if you worked hard for everything to provide and more, but you still have that mindset, you're better, and you want to flaunt it, just to throw it in people's faces, you're forgetting that quick. God will take it and hold it till you realize you're acting childish. But also, it depends too. He might not hold it either. He'll take it, but he might not hold it until you realize. It depends on how you do it. And he also said about the ones who flaunts it. Speaking, about them, the ones, who flaunts it, who don't have it, really, and who knows somebody or whatever, goes around when no one is home and flaunts it, videos it and all that, oh yeah, this is all mine. With that one, think about it. Why you really don't have it. Think about it. What are you doing? But anyway, he said, with both, while you are doing all that, let's take ones who do have it first. You're doing it thinking, just because you worked at it, to make ones jealous or whatever. The ones who don't have it are saying, what they really want. And doing all that, trying to do the same. The reason why he brought both of them up together. Come here. Here you go. Come on. Is instead of making it better around you, making it safe, and etc., by bragging, whether it's, what the two ways are, or just being rich and bragging. Here's where the problem is. While doing all that, not paying attention around you, and what I said, to make it better and safer. You are tracking in ones, who just want your money. Big time, Also, you brag and you show where you live, how much you have. No, no. I don't want to hear it. No, 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 not yet. Not yet. Okay? Thank you. So what are you tracking in? Hackers? thing is, what God don't understand is you bitch and complain that, you know, someone hacked you or took everything. And the ones who go around to other people's place, all these people who, you know, break into people's homes, you know, not knowing it's not yours. And it happens to those people who you go and video their whole entire property, what they have, and, you know, where they are, where you are. And instead of you, you're having these people in danger. What's that going to prove? Because it's going to wind up being that those people and who did it thought it was you will eventually find out that it is you. Plus, God will make sure that you will know. And that you will have that on your conscience. Because like I said, there's no more getting away with stuff. Especially involving innocent ones. All that's in 2024 that we should be leaving there. And 2025 is what, you know, was going on. Is that those ones are supposed to be revealed. The ones who also pretend, you know, to be a child, you know, and meeting up with, you know, the children. Everything, you know, and putting an end with hacking, you know, by knowing who works for you or whatever. And as I said, you know, explained in all, I said it, what's going to happen in all my videos. What's happening and will be happening. We're supposed to, in this year, putting an end. Everything is supposed to be secured and be trusted. It's like, yeah, okay. You know, it's like, we need to do it. Stop giving access to anyone and have and have everything secured and safe. And when it says it's secured and safe, like everyone, you know, like meaning everything, you know, phones, where everyone lives, and more, you know, computers or whatever. Stop saying that it is, but it's not. And that's where the lying needs to stop. Also, and again, this is what God is saying. And he's saying, make it make sense by doing right instead of ignoring, complaints or beaching and complaining. Make the difference. Make it safe. Change everything from negative to positive. And getting it through to children that they keep doing all this, getting into trouble. Get over here. Getting into trouble. Following, what other children are doing, or whatever is going on. And why is it when, say you do have children, you put on that safety for children, and it doesn't matter what they're on. Okay? Now, you could tell if it's an adult or not. They should be automatically knocked off if it's saying that it's secured. See, a lot of people don't know technology or what to do. This is why, it says, oh, it's secured. Okay, well, with that, it should mean that info is private. People can't hack in or whatever is going on. I'm saying hacked or, fake pages and etc. because I was through it. I mean, apparently there's a lot more that people aren't speaking about. And when it gets out of control, or almost, that's when I'm told. Like I said, I don't watch TV, and I try to stay away from other videos who lie, like, oh, this celebrity passed away, but, they put pictures up and nothing about that they passed away or whatever. Hold up. Be right back. Hey. Hey. Excuse moi. What is it? Really? No. Goofy. No. There. Get one more. And then that's it. Okay? Almost done. Here. Give me that. Get it. Get it. Hurry up. Get it. Goofy. And like I said, it's like, well, I have to get it really. How's people getting through with knowing to get, fake phone numbers, or, well, they're not getting it. They're using other people's or their names. Okay. Wherever they're using it at, they should automatically know, because it says you're secured. And whatever you're on, I don't know, texting or whatever it's called, you're secured, you're safe, and etc. Whatever else it says. Are we? I'm sorry. I mean, I'm hearing that they despise that. Saying that people are safe and, whatever, this isn't, I despise it too. I grew up with all this lying, and, I had to go out. Took me a long time to find the truth. Do you know what that's like? Because I wanted to change and find out. But if you keep listening to lies and lies and lies and lies, where's that going to bring you? Why do you think you're not doing better? Why do you think you're not doing this, doing that? If people told the truth on how to do things, or learning, or, you can make it better. And I'm not saying, oh, okay, like what I do, okay? I'm here to help and guide and give out messages and to, cheer people up and inspire and etc., etc. I am not labeling myself until, whatever God tells me to label myself. But I'm not telling people, say you want to learn how to do something, say plumbing or whatever. I've done it. I did electrical work. I did, like I said, sheetrocking and all that. I might have learned because I had to do things on my own, but that's not that I'm in that field. You don't tell people that, the whole, that they think that, they could do it. No, you need to go to school and learn and, get a certificate and etc. I mean, if somebody told you how to do something, that a doctor, does, that doesn't make you a doctor. That you can just go and do it. Playing that game, which I loved playing. It's probably not around. Maybe it is, but a lot of people look it up. Probably don't know what I'm talking about. It was called Operation. And I mentioned this before. Did I think that I was a doctor? No. Because I did it? And I didn't get zapped? It's one thing of helping people, not telling your whole entire business, thinking, and others need consideration too, as you know, to them, that by them helping, that doesn't mean that you could do what they can do. Everyone's different. Everyone has their own talent and could do something. That doesn't mean everybody can do everything, thinking that they can. So, don't let this year be like last year and before. We are in the mindset of speaking to ourselves, building ourselves up with positivity. Everything that one said that we couldn't do, we can. This year, like I said, is the year where we left back behind us that was done. We cannot bring it forward. The only thing that we bring forward is that all of them get revealed. What is going on? Yeah, good luck, pal. Go ahead. I dare you. Giuseppe. The others. Go. Okay, well, I have to cut this. I have to go. Everyone have a great day and think about what I said. Ciao.